afternoon, students. Last time we saw regarding the pH value. Today we will see chemicals from common salt. Can we prepare chemicals from common salt? What are those chemicals which we can prepare from common salt? First chemical from common salt is baking soda. It is the commercial name. It is a common name. Okay. What is the chemical name of baking soda? Chemical name of baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. What is its chemical formula? Chemical formula is NaHCO3. This is not new to you. Already we have seen that. What with a metal hydrogen carbonate reaction we have seen. In that NaHCO3 we have seen. So it is sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is called as baking soda. It is a basic in nature and its pH value is 8.3. How can we get this baking soda? From what the baking soda is prepared? It is prepared by a process called as Solvay's process. Okay. What are the materials you need to prepare the baking soda? You require brine solution. What is brine solution? The common salt dissolved in water. Aqueous solution of common salt is called brine solution. Already I have explained to you regarding this. Then you need carbon dioxide, water and ammonia. All these three things you need to prepare baking soda. And very important thing, all these three things are okay. It is not so expensive. It is cheap. That is why these this 1, 2, 3, 4 things are taken for preparing baking soda. What happens is that the sodium chloride mix with carbon dioxide, with water and with ammonia to give sodium bicarbonate and ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is not needed for us. We need sodium bicarbonate. Put it up. This sodium bicarbonate is very important, which is called as your baking soda. Okay. Now, question arises over here. Carbon dioxide and ammonia. Why ammonia is added and why carbon dioxide is added? Reason is there behind adding ammonia. Ammonia is added. Why? Because it acts like a buffer. What is meant by buffer? A substance which controls the hydrogen ion in the solution. Controls the hydrogen ion in the solution, and what it does, that is what is called as the pH value. Okay, makes to be constant. And what pH value? It will be the basic pH value. So it won't allow the basicity of the ammonia, that is sodium bicarbonate, to reduce. It maintains. Why? Because the hydrogen ion is maintained. In alkalis, the hydrogen ion percentage is less and hydroxide ion percentage is more. If ammonia is not added, what will happen? The hydrogen ion increases, ammonia not added. So what happens? It becomes acidic in nature and it loses its basicity, it becomes acidic in nature, and precipitation of sodium bicarbonate is not formed. You won't get sodium bicarbonate if ammonia is not added, because ammonia controls the hydrogen ions and makes the basic, okay, pH. It will, what it will do, it won't allow the basic pH to come down. It controls the increase in hydrogen ion, so the basicity remains as it is. So that is why sodium bicarbonate is basic in nature. What it is? Basic in nature. It is a crystalline solid, basic in nature. What is this baking soda? Okay. Then I told you regarding the carbon dioxide. Why carbon dioxide is added? So reason is there for addition of a carbon dioxide. What is that reason? Let us see. Carbon dioxide is added because when baking soda is heated, decomposes, giving carbon dioxide gas. And this carbon dioxide gas is very important because whatever the baking food, okay, that is what we call it as the rise in the baking food. That is for cake should be risen. Then what we call it as the cake and the bread, the sponginess, the softness, the rising, it is done due to this, because carbon dioxide helps the baked food to rise. Fluffiness, softness, sponginess is due to what we call it as, it is due to the carbon dioxide gas. That is why carbon dioxide is added. So question can be asked, why ammonia is added? Because it acts like buffer. It controls the production of hydrogen ion. And pH value makes to be constant. And what pH value? Basic pH value will remain constant. That is 8.3 I wrote it here. It won't allow to go below 8.3. And what happens that if ammonia is not added, what happens? If ammonia is not added, the pH value, what will happen? The hydrogen ion concentration increases. It becomes acidic in nature and there will be no precipitation of sodium bicarbonate. Why carbon dioxide is added? Because when sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate is heated, what it will decompose, giving carbon dioxide, which helps the baked food to rise. That is fluffiness, softness, sponginess is due to the carbon dioxide. So it is, where is this baking soda used? What is the use of the baking soda? So baking soda is used as very important, control acidity of a stomach. So it acts like antacid. Okay, many times you may hear your elders telling if acidity is formed in your stomach, take little baking soda, add in a water and a few drops of lemon and drink it. So what will happen? It neutralizes because it is basic in nature. So neutralization takes place, so acidity gets decreased. So it controls acidity of stomach and it is used in what we call it as, it is used in baked food to rise, to make the baked food to rise. That are the two uses of what we call it as a baking soda. So came to know what is baking soda? Okay. This baking soda, and one more thing common you have heard is baking powder. What does this baking powder means? Nothing but it is, you take sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate, add to this edible acid, that is tartaric acid. So what happens? It converts into a powder form which is called as baking powder. So how is baking powder produced? The sodium bicarbonate, to that you add. Sodium bicarbonate is produced in what we call it as Solvay's process. So take that sodium bicarbonate, add edible acid. Edible means what? Which can be consumed. Okay, no harm will be done to our stomach. edible acid like tartaric acid, it gets converted into baking powder. This baking powder is used in making of cake and bread. That is the sponginess, the softness, okay, and the rise is due to the baking powder. You must have heard in making of cake, baking powder is added. That is the reason for adding the baking powder. So how is baking powder prepared? To the sodium bicarbonate, edible acid like tartaric acid is added. Edible means it does not harm our body. So is added, it gets converted into powder form, which is called as baking powder. So this is what regarding the baking soda. This is a common chemical formed from common salt. Next chemical from common salt is washing soda, which is the common name. The chemical name is sodium carbonate decahydrate, and formula, chemical formula, Na2CO3 10H2O, 10 water molecules should be there. That is why it is called deca, 10. Hydrate means water contained. So Na2CO3, 10H2O, we call it as washing soda. Got it up? What is called as washing soda. Its pH value is 11.6. So it is basic in nature. How it is prepared? Solvase process is taken. Okay. In your textbook it is not mentioned, but solvase process is taken. First step as usual, the brine solution mixed with water, mixed with carbon dioxide, mixed with ammonia, you will get sodium hydrogen carbonate plus ammonium chloride. In second step, what happens? The sodium bicarbonate is heated, so it gets decomposed into sodium carbonate and water. Okay, this sodium carbonate, which is solid in state, again sodium carbonate is taken and 10 water molecules are added to it. It will become sodium carbonate decahydrate. That is your washing soda. Got it up? So, 3 steps are there in this solvase process. First step, as you know, what we prepare the baking soda. So, sodium bicarbonate is very important for us. This sodium bicarbonate will be taken, it is heated. It gets decomposed into sodium carbonate and water. Sodium carbonate is solid and crystalline in nature. Okay, to this solid and crystalline nature, 10 water molecules is added. It will become sodium carbonate decahydrated, and that is called decahydrate. It is called as your washing soda. It is basic in nature. It is crystalline, solid in nature, basic in nature. Okay. For what purpose this washing soda is used? First, in very important purpose, in domestic, it is used for cleaning purpose. Soda. Okay. When you are washing the floor, when you are washing the clothes, soda is added. It is cleaning purpose. So it got the name as cleansing agent. It is called as what? Cleansing agent. Cleaning the dirt, grease, whatever is there. Second, it is used in making glass and it is used in making paper. Okay. It is also used in making sodium, with sodium, that is borax. Sodium compound called as borax. It is also used for permanent hardness. This is very important. Soft water and hard water. What is hard water means? Is that the salt content hard water. Means salt content is more. So when you put detergent powder, it won't give foam. Foam will be less. That means it is a hard water. So hard water, in that salt content is more. So when you dissolve the detergent in it, foam will be less. It is not useful for washing the clothes. It is not able to remove the dirt. So it is a permanent hardness. So if you add into it washing soda, so that is sodium carbonate, what will happen? It will dissolve and it will remove the hardness and it makes the water soft. That is the use of sodium carbonate. So came to know, so sodium carbonate is a chemical prepared from common salt. How? I told you, brine solution is taken. What is brine solution? The aqueous solution of salt in water is called brine solution. To that little water is added, carbon dioxide is added and ammonia is added. You will get sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. This sodium hydrogen carbonate is heated. So what happens? It decomposes into sodium carbonate and water. Sodium carbonate is solid and crystalline in nature. So to that you add 10 molecules of water. It will become sodium carbonate decahydrate. It is white crystalline solid and it is soluble in water. Uses: it is used in domestic purpose for cleaning. It is called as cleansing agent. It is used in making glass and paper. It is used in making a sodium compound called as borax, and it is used for removing hardness from the water. So these are the uses of washing soda. Further, what is asked in this is that are the salts dry or wet? Are the crystals of salts dry or wet? It is very important. So crystals of salt are dry or wet. Ma'am, what does this mean? Let us take one activity for that. Let us take copper sulfate. Crystals of copper sulfate. It is blue in color. Take a dry test tube and add crystals of copper sulfate inside it. Heat it. After some time, what you will find is that the blue color goes away and the copper sulfate becomes colorless. To that colorless solution, add few drops of water. Again, the crystals will become blue in color. The crystals gain blue color because it comes in contact with the water. So water is giving the color to it, but it is not making the crystal wet. It is just giving color and structure, and it is maintaining the crystalline structure for the copper sulfate. So blue color is again retained by the copper sulfate, and that is called as water of crystallization. What it is called as? Water of crystallization. Water of crystallization. What is water of crystallization? It is nothing but amount of water present in 1 unit. Okay, formula of a compound is called water of crystallization. For example, we saw now decahydrated Na2CO3 10 H2O, means it is this particular sodium carbonate has 10 water molecules. So it is water of crystallization. 1 unit formula, how many amount of water or how many molecules of water does that particular compound contains. Then you have copper sulfate. okay, it is having 5H2O. Copper sulfate contains 5 hydrogen, that is 5 H2O means 5 molecules of water. This is water of crystallization. Means what? Whatever the water content is present in the crystals, it will never make the crystals wet. So crystals are not wet. Okay, so water does not act like water but gives crystalline structure to the compound. It won't make the compound to get wet, but it maintains the crystalline structure of the crystals. So crystals of salt are dry, they don't become wet, even they contain water content. That is water of crystallization. That is amount of water or amount of water molecules. Very important. How many molecules of water is present in that particular compound is called water of crystallization. So came to know what is meant by water of crystallization. So crystals of salt are dry or wet. They are dry only, they will never become wet, because even though they have the water content, the water does not act like water to make it wet. But what it does, instead it gives crystalline structure to the crystals of salt. That is what we call it as crystals of salt are dry. So came to know regarding it. The last chemical from common salt is gypsum salt. It is the common name. Okay, it is called as Plaster of Paris or short POP. Its chemical formula is calcium sulfate dihydrated. Calcium sulfate dihydrate, because di means 2 water molecule is present in it. So it is called calcium dihydrate. So calcium sulfate dihydrate. This plaster of Paris, you have seen this plaster of Paris in the buildings. POP is done in the ceiling and all. It is actually in the powder form. But when it is mixed with water, it becomes liquid, and when you leave it for drying, it again gets solidified, and whatever the shape you need, you can use the plaster of Paris for that purpose. So what is happening over here? The calcium sulfate, okay, is taken, and with it 2 molecules of water is added. It becomes plaster of Paris, which is in the powder form. And this plaster of Paris have many uses. It is used for making decorative materials. It is used as POP on the ceiling. And very important, the orthopedic use this plaster of Paris. Sometimes when you fall down, your bone breaks. And to immobilize the movement of the bone, this plaster of Paris is applied, and you have to stay in that position for few days, such that the bones will rejoin and come back to its original position and shape. That is what plaster of Paris is. So this is the last chemical from common salt, gypsum salt. So you saw washing, baking soda, baking powder, washing soda, and plaster of Paris. These are the common salt or common chemicals from common salt. So this ends your science lesson, acid, bases and salts. So bye children. Thank you children.